Listen closely, because this one truth will either set you free or keep you chained for the rest of your life. Discipline equals freedom. Not sometimes, not for some people, not only when you feel like it, always, every time. Discipline equals freedom. Most people think freedom means doing whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. They confuse freedom with escape. They confuse freedom with indulgence. But look around. Are the people who live without discipline truly free? The one who eats without restraint, drinks without control, spends without thinking. Are they free? Number, they are prisoners to their impulses, slaves to debt, hostages of regret. But the one who practices discipline, the man who chooses the pain of effort over the pain of regret, the woman who controls her habits instead of being controlled by them, that person is free. They are not chained to addiction. They are not owned by laziness. They are not trapped in regret. They are free because they paid the price of freedom in advance. That's the paradox. That's the secret Jim Rohn understood. Discipline is the bridge. Discipline is the key. Discipline is the narrow road that leads to wide, open freedom. But here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear. Discipline is hard. It demands sacrifice. It asks you to wake up earlier than you want to. It asks you to eat what your body needs, not what your taste buds crave. It asks you to do the work when no one is clapping. It asks you to say no when everyone else is saying yes. Discipline will break you before it makes you. But if you endure it, if you master it, it will hand you the keys to a life most people will never know. Jim Rohn said it like this: we must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is discipline weighs ounces, while regret weighs tons. Do you hear that? Regret is heavier than discipline. Regret is the silent weight people carry into their graves. Regret is the empty eyes of those who gave up on their dreams because discipline was too inconvenient. But those who embrace discipline, they walk lighter, they walk freer. Because discipline was their burden for a while, but it became their blessing for life. Think about the farmer. He plants in the spring, even when the ground is hard, even when the wind bites cold. He waters when the sun is hot. He weeds when no one is watching. He toils when his body is tired. That's discipline. And then comes the harvest. Abundance, overflow, joy, freedom. The freedom to eat, to share, to prosper. But the farmer who neglects, who skips the planting, who avoids the work, when harvest time comes, he starves. He suffers. He regrets. Life is the same. If you don't plant discipline, you won't harvest freedom. So ask yourself right now, what seeds are you planting? What harvest are you preparing for? Because make no mistake, you will reap what you sow. And if you sow neglect, you will reap regret. But if you sow discipline, you will reap freedom. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is the training ground for greatness. Discipline is the proof that you believe in tomorrow enough to pay the price today. Discipline is faith in action. Discipline is saying, I value my future more than I value my comfort. I value my purpose more than I value my excuses. Every day you wake up, you are presented with two choices: discipline or regret, freedom or slavery, victory or defeat. And the truth is, no one can make the choice for you. Not your parents, not your teachers, not your friends, not even your mentor. You must choose. You must pay. You must walk the narrow road yourself. And let me tell you something. Discipline in the small things is what gives you mastery in the big things. If you cannot control your mornings, how will you control your destiny? If you cannot discipline your appetite, how will you discipline your ambition? If you cannot say no to the little temptations, how will you say no to the great distractions? Discipline is not just about the grand moments. It's about the daily choices, the simple habits, the quiet commitments no one sees but that shape everything you become. The tragedy is, most people think they can cheat this law. They think they can escape discipline and still have freedom. They think they can skip the planting and still get the harvest. But life does not work that way. Neglect has a cost. Laziness has a bill. And it always comes due. Jim Rohn called it the law of seasons. Winter always comes. If you didn't plant in the spring, if you didn't tend in the summer, if you didn't harvest in the fall, you will face the cold of winter unprepared. And life doesn't feel sorry for you. Life doesn't forgive neglect. Life rewards discipline. So here's the vision. Picture two people. One disciplined, one neglectful. The disciplined one rises early. Not because it's easy, but because it's right. He sets his mind before the world sets it for him. He chooses his habits, his thoughts, his actions. Day by day, little by little, he builds. He is not free yet. It costs him sweat, sacrifice, and effort. But he is building freedom brick by brick. And one day, that freedom arrives. He has health because he trained his body. He has wealth because he trained his spending. He has respect because he trained his character. He's free. Now picture the other, the neglectful one. He sleeps in because it's comfortable. He eats without thought because it's easy. He spends recklessly because it feels good in the moment. He avoids effort because it's hard. And day by day, little by little, he builds too. But he builds chains. Chains of weakness, chains of debt, chains of regret. He thought he was free because he did what he wanted. But one day, he wakes up and he is not free at all. He is trapped in the prison he built with neglect. Two lives, two destinies, two choices. One word that separates them: discipline. And here is the climax, the truth that must echo in your soul. Discipline is not your enemy. It is your liberator. Discipline equals freedom. So if you want freedom, financial freedom, health freedom, time freedom, spiritual freedom, you must first submit yourself to discipline. Embrace the early mornings, embrace the hard work, embrace the sacrifice. Because every act of discipline today carves out a piece of freedom for tomorrow. Do not wait. Do not delay. Success doesn't wait. Neither should you. Your future is being written by your daily discipline right now. So stand up. Decide. Discipline your mind. Discipline your body. Discipline your habits. Because when you master discipline, you master freedom. And when you master freedom, you master life.